What's going on today, guys? I don't really know what I'm doing here, but hey, you know what? I said, fuck it. This could turn out to be interesting. I immediately said I wanted to kill myself the second I started this, so seems like it could be a bit of fun. So, 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 so. Let's get ourselves a food handler's card, shall we? Ah, damn, this is
Welcome to Do It Right, Serve It Safe, a training program on food safety developed by Tacoma Pierce County Health Department. When you complete this training, you will be ready to take the Washington State Food Worker Card exam. After passing the exam, you'll be awarded a Washington State Food Worker Card. Getting your Food Worker Card is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Complete the learning
one,
activities.
2,
2. Take the
3.
test. And 3.
Fucking-
Pay for your card.
Oh my god. Yes, yes, yes. I can already tell by the graphics this is going to be brutal. Oh my god, this is going to be so bad. Oh, look at this. Look at like this superhero guy is supposed to represent you. And we got this like chef like thermometer needle. What the fuck? Which apparently it's fucking cold right now because there's no temperature out. And then we got this like angry, devious looking bottle of bleach here who's like, yeah, Sonny, I'm gonna pour myself down your throat, see? I don't know, just
Mouse over each button for instructions.
mouse over each button.
Click here.
Oh god. Oh my god. Kill me. Just kill me. Gotta have to do this though. That's the sad thing. Oh my god. Okay.
Instructions.
Here we go. Oh god.
Welcome to Do It Right, Serve It Safe. This training program consists of 11 food safety sections. The sections include foodborne illness, hand washing, hand contact with foods, potentially hazardous foods, the temperature danger zone, cooking, hot holding and reheating, cold holding and thawing, cooling, cross-contamination, and dishwashing, cleaning, and general sanitation practices. In some learning activities, you will be asked to move pictures around the screen. To do this, move the pointer over the picture. Then click the left mouse button and, keeping your finger pressed down, move the picture to the answer box. When the picture is in the right place, let go of the button. Now you try.
Oh my god, am I seriously gonna have to do this? Oh my god. Kill me. I could have been a nuclear physicist.
Good job.
Good job, fucking
If you need
gold
to
star.
pause or review information while viewing a section, use the buttons on the bottom of the screen.
Oh my
Additionally, you can use
Kill me.
buttons to do the following. The sound button lets you turn the course volume up or down. The course map button takes you to a map of all the topics in the
god. Oh my
course.
god, there's volume control.
Once you have completed a
Oh my
section,
god.
the title of that section will be highlighted. The review button lets you go
thank you.
back and repeat any previously viewed topics. The CC button provides closed captioning for all the audio content in the course. The progress indicator shows you how many screens are available within each lesson and which screen you're currently on.
So much
You can click
chat.
on the green lights to repeat any previously viewed pages.
Oh my
Once you have completed a section, you can continue to the next section by clicking on Next. You may not skip forward to sections that you have not completed.
Oh my god, this is not only going to take forever, but it's gonna be so mind-numbingly stupid. Do I really want closed captioning? No, I don't. Yes, I do.
Foodborne illness. Foodborne illness is usually caused by germs like bacteria and viruses.
Oh my god, they have
People can get
sound
sick when the
effects.
food they eat has germs. These
What the
illnesses are a lot
fuck
more
is
common
this?
than most people think. Millions of people are affected by foodborne illness each year.
Oh, I gotta fucking manually move
Sometimes
it. Oh, no,
foodborne
okay.
illnesses can cause mild flu-like symptoms such as diarrhea, vomiting, fever, or headaches. Other times, foodborne illnesses can be very serious and can even cause death. Symptoms may go away after a day or may last for several days. The people who are most likely to have a serious illness are children, the elderly, and people who are already seriously ill. Germs can get into food during transporting, storage, preparation, or serving, but most foodborne illness is due to improper handling during the last steps of preparation, so that is when you need to be the most careful. Foodborne illness is preventable, so it is important
Hey,
for
our
food
three
workers
heroes
like you
again.
to learn what causes these illnesses. The things you learn in this course will help you prepare and serve food safely, keep customers healthy, and even save lives. If your facility receives a foodborne illness complaint, you must call the health department right away. Remember, preventing foodborne illness is easy if you do it right and serve it safe. Preventing foodborne illness starts with good personal hygiene. As a food worker, you must keep your clothes clean, your fingernails clean and trimmed, and your hair covered with a hat or hairnet. Don't go to work if you feel sick. The germs you bring to work can spread when you sneeze and cough, and when you touch food, dishes, counters, utensils, and other people. Be sure to stay home if you have a cold, flu, runny nose, or sore throat. Don't work if you have the runs, watery stools, diarrhea, you are vomiting, or have yellowing of the eyes and skin.
Jaundice.
You must tell your boss if you are ill with these symptoms. And do not work if a doctor has told you that you have hepatitis A, salmonella, shigella, E. coli, or norovirus. If you have an infected cut, burn, or sore on your hand, tell your boss and cover it twice, once with a bandage and then again with a disposable glove.
Didn't your mom ever teach you not to double wrap? It's less effective.
Hand
I could have
washing.
done anything
The most
I wanted
important
to
thing
do,
you
but-
can do to prevent the spread of germs is also the simplest. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
But if you don't wash your hands correctly, germs on your hands can get into food. Remember that germs are too small to see with your eyes, so just because your hands look clean does not mean they are clean.
simply
To keep food safe,
the
you need
fact
to wash your hands.
It's just simply the fact that I have to have watch something that's telling me this. That just puts it all into perspective. Just what section of the population these kinds of jobs are really meant for. And I'm just sitting here like, I literally could have done anything I wanted to do. Oh my God.
Hands often during the day. Washing your hands is the first thing you do before starting work. It is especially important to wash your hands after using the restroom and after touching raw foods like meats, seafood, poultry, and eggs. Hands also need to be washed if you touch your hair, scratch your nose, cough, or sneeze. Don't forget to wash after handling garbage, smoking, or taking a break.
10 sections of this.
When you wash, you need to use hot water and plenty of soap and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds
Are
to
we
get rid
in
of dirt
first
and
grade
germs.
again? What is this? Like,
Hand wash sinks must have hot and cold running water, soap, and single-use towels such as paper towels or an air dryer. This is the only sink you should use for hand washing.
There are 6 simple steps to correctly wash your hands. 1. Wet your hands with hot water.
as we can tell from the change in narrator, there's been an amendment to this. And so it's not apparently 6 simple steps, because you need to keep changing this. Obviously, you need to think about the actual wording you choose here.
2. Apply plenty of soap. 3. Scrub for 10 to 15 seconds.
It's not 20 seconds anymore. Now it's 10 to 15. Well, which is it? 10 or 15 or more? Pick one. Don't just set up somewhere between clean and absolutely disgusting. You know, that's about where you want your hands, you know? Oh God, they're actually going to demonstrate 15 seconds for us? Wow. Wow. Okay, okay. You know, I almost want to back this up in time if that's
4.
actually 15
Rinse your
seconds.
hands thoroughly. 5. Dry your hands with a paper towel or an air dryer. 6.
Thought I'd
Turn
just
off the
spin around
water
in
with a
circles
paper
and hold
towel.
my arms out and just...
Do not use an apron or dish towel to dry your hands, since this could put germs right back onto your hands.
Oh, we're done with this section. Yay. Finally, do we get to learn...
In this learning activity, you will be shown some
Oh
pictures
my
of
God.
hand washing steps. Some of the possible answers may not be correct. You must select the 6 correct steps and with your mouse, drag the pictures and place them in the correct order. Now you try.
What do you mean now you try? You haven't... Wait, hold on. Plenty of soap. Test 10 to 15
Scrub
seconds. Then we rinse hands thoroughly. Just make sure we're... I didn't put it anywhere. Wrong.
Draw.
We just want to make sure we're doing this right here.
Dry hands with a cloth towel.
Dry hands with a cloth towel. What about... Oh, we're not supposed to use that.
Rinse hands
And I guess we'll use it. Hey,
Good job.
I feel accomplished. Don't you feel the excitement in my voice? It's overwhelming.
hand contact with foods. Remember that hand washing and not working when you are sick are 2 very important steps
We
that
just
food
told you
workers
about.
must
Remember
take
'em.
to prevent foodborne illness. Another important step to prevent foodborne illness is to never touch ready-to-eat foods with bare hands. Some examples of
But how are you supposed to
ready-to-eat
eat it?
foods include sandwiches, pickles, sushi, ice for drinks, garnishes, and even popcorn.
Of course, popcorn.
Don't touch these foods with your bare hands. Instead, use single-use gloves, wax paper, tongs, chopsticks, or other utensils. Gloves are a great way to keep your hands from spreading germs between foods. But if used improperly, they can spread germs too. So always wash your hands before you put on gloves and only use disposable, one-time use gloves. If you change food activities, change your gloves too.
Do I have to click next here?
Always throw your dirty gloves
Okay, so
away.
done.
Never wash or reuse gloves.
Oh my god. We gotta wait for these graphics to de-render before we can fucking...
Learn it.
Learn it! Oh my god. This is killing me.
In this
inside.
learning activity, you will be shown pictures of food workers handling foods. You must select the picture that shows the incorrect way to handle food
I wonder
by
which one it
clicking on
could
the
be.
picture. You are correct.
No shit.
You must not grab ready-to-eat foods with your bare
It's
hands.
literally the whole point of the last one. Like, if you can't see that from the picture they're still showing you. I'm going to die inside from this. There will be no give a fucks left after I complete this.
Potentially hazardous foods. Germs grow more easily
Bugs
in certain
buzzing.
foods. These foods are called potentially
Don't eat
hazardous
it.
foods and are usually moist and have protein that germs need to grow. Potentially hazardous foods include meat, fish, poultry, dairy products, tofu, cooked foods like refried beans, baked potatoes, and cooked rice, some produce like cut melons, cut leafy greens, sprouts, and cooked fruits and vegetables. You need to handle these foods safely to prevent your customers from getting sick. Remember that any food can cause foodborne illness, but illness-causing germs are more likely to grow in potentially hazardous foods.
Learn it.
Learn it!
Is chicken a potentially hazardous food?
Yes.
You are correct. Chicken is a potentially hazardous food. Are eggs a potentially hazardous food? No, you are incorrect.
Oh.
Eggs are a potentially
I'm an
hazardous
idiot.
food because they are moist and have protein that
I
germs
thought
need
you meant
to
like,
grow.
I didn't think you cracked open egg, but I guess you showed me both examples. That's a confusing question. Bullshit. Can we like go back and like take
Is
it again?
chicken a potentially hazardous food?
Yes.
You are correct. Chicken is a potentially hazardous food.
Say
Are eggs a
cracked
potentially hazardous
egg.
food? Yes, you are correct. Eggs are a potentially hazardous food. Are cut tomatoes a potentially hazardous food?
Yes, tomatoes are just hazardous
Yes,
food.
you are correct. Cut tomatoes are a potentially hazardous food. Is cut melon a potentially hazardous food? You are correct. Cut
What's just
melon is a
everything
potentially
gonna be
hazardous
just
food.
what? Are they even gonna throw
Is
me a no?
milk a potentially hazardous food?
Here's another fucking one. Who would just touch milk? So the answer I would give was if it's in the carton, yes. But if it's not, no. So, but I'm gonna guess they're actually talking about the milk itself, which you would never touch. Why would you touch it? But sure.
Yeah, you are correct.
Oh.
Milk is a potentially hazardous food. Is baked potato a potentially hazardous food?
Yeah, what is with the inconsistency in the
Yeah,
volume?
you are correct. Baked
Anything
potato
that's
is a
ready to
potentially
eat is a
hazardous food.
potentially hazardous
Is
food.
bread a potentially hazardous food?
Now, here's a good one. No?
No, you are correct.
Boom.
Bread is not a
Called it.
potentially hazardous food. Is cooked rice a potentially hazardous food? You are correct. Cooked rice is a potentially hazardous food. Are cut leafy greens a potentially hazardous food? You are correct. Cut leafy greens are a potentially hazardous food. The temperature danger zone. Keeping potentially hazardous food out of the temperature danger zone is very important to prevent germs from growing. The danger zone is the temperature range between 41 and 135 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the temperature range where illness-causing germs grow the fastest.
That's like it. That's all
When
I
the
need. Just tell
temperature
me
is 135
41 to
degrees Fahrenheit or
135. I
higher,
didn't need.
very few germs can
I didn't need anything else besides it's 41 to 135. Okay, next section. Thank you. But for people with 40, 50 IQ points less than mine, it would be a little bit challenging for them, I guess. So let's give more explanation.
survive. When the temperature is below 41 degrees Fahrenheit, like when food is kept in a refrigerator or freezer, most germs stop growing. If the temperature of food drops into the danger zone, like when you leave food on the counter, germs begin to grow. In just a few hours, there will be enough germs to cause illness. So the only time that food should be in the danger zone is during cooking, cooling, or reheating. During these times, it is important to make sure that food passes through the danger zone quickly to prevent germs
What
from
about the
growing to
moment of
dangerous
serving?
levels. That's why food preparation activities like slicing meat should be done as quickly as possible, working with small amounts of food at a time.
Learn it!
In this learning activity, you will be shown different temperatures.
God.
You must select the correct
Can I
temperature with your
please? We
mouse
just
and drag
want
it to the
41,
correct bubble to show the
135. I'm
temperature
done.
danger zone.
Oh, no, I failed that because I didn't
One-
pull it all the way up.
Good job.
Good job. Oh.
Cooking. It is likely that germs are already in some foods when you get them, especially raw foods like meat, poultry, seafood, and eggs. So proper cooking is important to kill any germs that are present.
What?
Different foods require different cooking temperatures to kill germs. So let's review the cooking temperatures
that was
for
the
different
most
foods.
jank
All whole
oven I've
or
ever
ground
seen.
poultry products, including chicken, turkey, and duck, must be
Just as like these overhanging flamethrowers just coming down on your food. What the fuck? Whose oven is this? Whose man's is this?
cooked to 165 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. All stuffed meat and stuffing must be cooked to 165 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. All foods cooked in a microwave must be cooked to 165 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. Ground meat, such as hamburger and raw sausage, must be cooked to 155 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. All other potentially hazardous food, including beef, pork, seafood, lamb, and eggs, must be cooked to 145 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. All fruits and vegetables that will be hot held must be cooked to 135 degrees Fahrenheit or higher Foods that are served raw or undercooked must be labeled to alert customers of the risk of illness from eating these items. Unfortunately, you can't tell what the food temperature is simply by how the food looks or by the length of time it has been cooking. The best way to find out if a food is cooked completely is by using a thin probe metal stem food thermometer. All food service establishments must have at least one food thermometer with a stem size small enough to measure the temperature of food served and capable of reading temperatures between 0 and 220 degrees Fahrenheit. Use the thermometer to make sure that food has reached the proper temperature before serving it. To get an accurate reading,
For 2 seconds there, I thought they were actually going to have me take this little fucking chef thermometer, dude, and fucking stick him in a fucking turkey. Like, that's how lowbrow this fucking shit is to me right now.
insert the thermometer into the center of the thickest part of the food. Some thermometers may take up to a minute to get an accurate reading, so be sure to wait until the temperature stops changing.
Learn it!
In this activity, you will be shown different pictures. You must select the correct way to tell when a hamburger is fully cooked by clicking on the correct picture.
Touch it! Touch it to see how hot
Touch the
it...
hamburger to see how hot it is.
The burger is ready to serve when the timer
The
goes
burger
off.
is ready to serve when the timer goes off.
No.
Cut into the
Cut into
hamburger
it.
to
Check
check
the
the
color.
color.
Yep. No. Fuck.
You are correct.
Of course
Use
I
a
am.
thermometer to check the temperature of foods.
Oh my god.
Hot holding and reheating. If foods are kept hot after cooking, they must be kept at a temperature of at least 135 degrees Fahrenheit. This is called hot holding. Hot holding equipment like steam tables and warmers should be turned on ahead of time so that they are hot enough when the food is ready. Using lids or covers and stirring food frequently will also help to keep food at the proper temperature. During hot holding, be sure to recheck the temperature of food with your thermometer often to be sure that it is 135 degrees Fahrenheit or above.
But of course, don't tell us to make sure to wash the thermometer in between each time, because the thermometer will now have food residue on it that has not been in the safe zone and been in the danger zone for how long did they say? I don't like every 15 minutes or something. Did they even give a time? But whatever, yeah. They don't say wash it, make sure that it's clean. Dumbass. I wonder if they'll even mention that, the entire thing. Let's see.
After cooling, or if the temperature of food drops during preparation, it must be reheated to 165 degrees Fahrenheit in 2 hours or less before it can be served to a customer. Be sure to use proper equipment to reheat food such as stoves, ovens, and microwaves. And don't forget to use your thermometer to make sure that the food reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. Do not use crock pots, steam tables, or soup warmers to reheat food. These types of equipment cannot get the food hot enough fast enough. Cold holding and thawing. Foods that are required to be kept cold must be stored at a temperature of 41 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. Raw shell eggs must be cold held at 45 degrees Fahrenheit or below. Storing foods at cold temperatures will slow the growth of germs. This is called cold holding. Check your refrigerators often to be sure that they are working properly and are keeping food at the right temperature. Another way to cold hold food is to use ice, like at a salad bar. If you use ice to keep food cold, be sure that the ice comes up to the level of the food in the container. When making foods like potato salad, egg salad, or tuna salad, it is important to make sure that these foods are cooled to 41 degrees Fahrenheit or below within 4 hours. This will prevent the food from being in the danger zone after it is prepared. Proper thawing is also important. You should never thaw food at room temperature or on the counter, since this allows germs to grow. There are only 3 safe ways to thaw frozen foods, and you must plan ahead to allow enough time to do it right. The best way to thaw foods is in the refrigerator. Depending on the amount of food you are thawing, this can take several hours or days. When thawing raw meat, be sure to place it on the bottom shelf of the refrigerator to prevent it from dripping juices onto other foods. Another safe way to thaw food is in a food preparation sink under cold running water. Never use hot water for thawing because the food will warm up into the danger zone. You can also use a microwave for thawing. If you use a microwave, be sure to completely cook the food immediately after it is thawed.
The woman just cooked the fuck out of that burger and then measured the time. The fucking. That shit was beyond well done, lady. You don't need to test the fucking temperature of that.
Cooling. One of the leading causes of foodborne illness is improperly cooled food. As food cools, it goes through the temperature danger zone. To prevent germs from growing to dangerous levels, hot food should be cooled from 135 degrees Fahrenheit to 70 degrees Fahrenheit within 2 hours, and continue cooling to 41 degrees Fahrenheit within 6 hours. The entire cooling process from 135 degrees Fahrenheit to 41 degrees Fahrenheit should take no longer than 6 hours. Most food can be cooled in shallow, uncovered pans. Make sure the food depth is no more than 2 inches deep. If you are cooling solid foods like roasts and turkeys, cut the meat into pieces no thicker than 4 inches. Then put the pans of food in the refrigerator, leaving space for air to circulate around the pans. Do not stack pans of cooling food, and be sure to wait until the food is cooled to 41 degrees Fahrenheit or below before you cover it.
I literally feel like I'm playing one of those like kids learning math games from the 90s. This is so bad. Learn it! Oh my god.
In this learning activity, you will match the right temperature with the right food or procedure. Drag and place the proper temperature next to the food or procedure it best describes. With your mouse, drag the pictures and place them in the correct order. Now you try.
Why does it say now you try? Like it gave a demonstration. Burgers.
Cooking
Wait,
40.
am I jogging there? Okay. Yeah, I get
Uh-huh.
it. Oh, so these all have a thing. Okay. Seafood is 145, right? Ding. Chicken's 165. 65 in 2 hours. Oh. Reheating? It's gotta be because it says 165. This is like the most challenging thing I've had to do so far. It's barely a challenge because it's just process of elimination. Cold holding. 41 degrees. Literally says 41 degrees on it. How could... And that one says 35. I'm not even going to look at what it's called. Bam, I'm right. So,
135
wonder what this
degrees.
could be. Fucking 155.
Good job.
Not really. I'm like, if I had remembered them, that would have been... I purely finished that not by knowing what I was talking about, because literally I only remembered like 2 of them, and then from the rest of them, I just process of elimination. It's so easy. 2 of them literally gave you the answer on the picture. Wow. How do you fail this?
Cross-contamination. Raw foods like meat almost always have germs on them. Cross-contamination happens when germs from raw foods get onto ready-to-eat foods. One of the simplest ways to prevent cross-contamination is to keep raw foods away from ready-to-eat foods. Always store raw meat, fish, poultry, and eggs on the lowest shelves of the refrigerator so that these foods don't drip juices onto any other foods. Store raw foods with the highest cooking temperature on the lowest shelf below other raw foods with lower cooking temperatures. For example, store raw chicken below raw fish. Raw fruits and vegetables must be rinsed under running water to remove dirt and germs before being served. Make sure that...
Hold on, I want to question, like, I know that's the way you're supposed to do it, but wouldn't putting the hotter items up higher so they can vent their heat faster make more sense? Just saying, because you're gonna like take the heat from one and just put it right in the other. Am I just the only one who knows about the laws of thermodynamics? I'm just wondering.
you rinse them in a food preparation sink. Always wash your hands between handling raw foods and ready-to-eat foods. And if you are wearing gloves, be sure to change them. Also, be sure to clean surfaces and utensils between preparing raw meats and ready-to-eat foods, and be sure that all equipment used to prepare raw foods, such as cutting boards, utensils, and knives, are washed, rinsed, and sanitized in a 3-compartment sink or dishwasher and allowed to air dry before they are used again.
I've never had a sink that big before.
Customers may ask about ingredients you use because they can become very sick if they eat certain foods. It is important to know if these ingredients are prepared in your establishment. Foods that may cause allergic reactions include milk, eggs, fish, tree nuts, wheat, peanuts, soybeans, and crustacean fish such as crab, lobster, or shrimp. Signs of an allergic reaction include swelling of the face, lips, and throat, difficulty breathing, hives, vomiting, abdominal cramps, and loss of consciousness. If left untreated, allergic reactions can result in death.
Dun, dun, dun.
Learn it.
In this learning activity, you will be shown pictures of different types of foods that are stored in a refrigerator. You must correctly position each food item in the
Oh
refrigerator.
my God.
To do this, select the food with your mouse and drag the picture to the correct location in the refrigerator.
Okay, so.
Ready to...
Oh, okay. Excuse me, the picture.
Raw.
And I'm assuming this goes. What? Okay, fish goes
Raw.
there then. Whatever. Then hamburger. Then turkey. I thought hamburger.
Raw.
God damn it.
Good job.
I thought hamburger cooked at a lower temperature than fish. Maybe I don't know. I don't understand that one.
Dishwashing, cleaning, and general sanitation practices. Cleaning and sanitizing are not the same thing. Washing with soap and water gets rid of the food, dirt, and grease left behind on surfaces. Sanitizing kills germs.
See, I
Cleaning
told
and
you this
sanitizing are
motherfucker's
both
a
important
gangster gonna
steps
pour that
when
shit
washing
down your
dishes,
throat.
utensils, and equipment that must be washed in 5 steps. Step
we're
1.
gonna get some more bleach
Scrape
down your
leftover
hat,
food
see?
and grease off the dishes and throw it away. Step 2. In the first sink, wash the dishes with hot, soapy water. Step 3. In the second sink, rinse the dishes with hot, clean water. Step 4. In the third sink, soak the dishes in a sanitizer solution for at least 1 minute. Step 5. Remove the dishes from the sanitizer solution and allow them to air dry before putting them away. Never use a towel to dry dishes because this will put germs back onto the clean equipment. When you wash dishes and equipment, use a 3-compartment sink or automatic dishwasher. Dishwashers may use a sanitizer solution or very hot water to kill germs. If you use an automatic dishwasher, check the water temperature often to be sure that dishes are being cleaned properly. Also, check the soap and sanitizer dispensers often to be sure that they are full. Countertops and other work surfaces need to be cleaned whenever they become dirty not just at the end of the day. You can clean work surfaces just like you clean dishes. Scrub them with hot soapy water, rinse with hot, clean water, and then wipe sanitizer on with a clean cloth. There are 3 sanitizers approved for use in a food service operation: chlorine bleach, quaternary ammonium, and iodine. The most common sanitizer is bleach. To mix a sanitizer solution, just add 1 teaspoon of chlorine bleach with 1 gallon of cool water. When mixing the sanitizer, do not add more than 1 teaspoon of bleach. Use test strips to make sure the sanitizer is not too strong or too weak. Too much bleach can leave behind a chemical residue on your surfaces, and this can lead to an illness. And never add soap to the solution, because soap will prevent the sanitizer from killing germs. Store wiping cloths in the sanitizer solution between uses. Sanitizer solution is only effective for a short time, so remember to change the sanitizer at least once every 2 hours or when the solution becomes dirty. And provide at least 2 separate containers of sanitizer solution. One for sanitizing surfaces used to prepare raw foods, and another for sanitizing surfaces used to prepare ready-to-eat foods.
In that specific instance, I think it would have been better if they had no sound effect, but they chose that moment as their time to shine. Gotta get that boom in one more time, you know? Wow.
Chemicals that get into food can also cause people to become sick, so it is important for you to use and store chemicals safely. Keep pesticides and cleaning chemicals in their own storage area away from any food, dishes, and utensils. Only use pesticides that are specifically designed to be used in food service operations, and be sure to label chemical containers so that they're not mistaken for cooking ingredients.
And we have a name for our gangster. His name is Bleachy. Yeah, my name is Bleachy, see? Yeah, you can't silence me, coppers. I'll stain your clothes, I'll tell ya.
Pests like flies, cockroaches, and mice are always looking for a free meal. Here are some ways to keep them out of your food service operation. Clean regularly. Always keep your facility clean and keep food covered. If pests can't find anything to eat, they usually won't stay. Don't let the pests in. Keep doors and windows closed or screened, and cover any small holes that might allow pests to come inside. Take out the trash. Be sure to cover garbage
Take out
with a
the trash?
tight-fitting lid.
Where's the X
Empty
button?
it often, and keep the area around garbage containers clean. At some point, your facility may have a power outage or problem with the water supply. If this happens, call the health department for help and advice. You are required to close the business right away in any of the following situations. If the power goes off, if there is no hot water or no water at all, if the sewer or waste system backs up in the drains, or if there is a fire in your facility. It is not safe to operate and serve food without power.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We know there's a fire. Just come on in. We'll get you taken care of.
Or water, or when sewage is backing up into your facility. Remember that
Don't mind the river of shit running down the hall. Just step over it. We'll get you your food, ma'am. Don't worry.
potentially hazardous food must be kept at 41 degrees Fahrenheit or lower, or 135 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. If food enters the danger zone during a power outage or other emergency situation, then you must throw it out. Would you like to review any sections or take the test?
Oh my god, are we almost done? Yes,
Take
please
test.
take me.
There are
take the test.
35 questions.
35
in the test.
questions.
You cannot miss more than 7 to pass.
I
Take
won't
your
miss a
time
single
and
one.
listen
Come
to
on.
each question carefully.
Oh my god.
If you need to listen to a question again, press the repeat button. Select the picture and answer that you think is the right one by double-clicking on the picture or answer. Mouse over the answer to have it read aloud to you.
I'm gonna look like a fool if I actually miss that many, or any for that matter, after I say this, but I've taken this test 5 times in the past, and every single time I have 100%ed. I don't mean to be confident, but when you get consistent a consistent data cluster, you kind of start expecting the next dock to show up in that cluster. So, I mean, I want to lay some money on this, but no one would take the bet. I think if I miss more than two, I'm going to shit myself.
What do you need to wash your hands at a hand washing
Oh
sink?
my god, and it's multiple choice. I'm not going to miss a single one. Okay, let's see. Warm water and paper towels, hot running water, soap, a mirror, and hands. And forget the mirror, obviously.
Warm running water.
We're running water, soap, and paper towels. That's the answer. Warm running water, wiping cloths, and hand sanitizer. See, it says wash your hands, not sterilize your hands. So sanitizer won't be the answer. But technically, oh no, it says hand san. Okay, so
Warm.
yeah, definitely.
Click again to choose this answer.
Oh my god, it's gonna make me click, wait, and then click again.
To stop cross-contamination, how should food be stored on the refrigerator shelves from top to bottom?
That would be right. Strawberries, raw shrimp, raw chicken. Cooked beef, raw chicken, cooked vegetables. That's the answer. There we go. Food in red boxes,
Food in
food
red
in clear
boxes, food in blue boxes, food in clear bags.
Are you kidding me? Oh my fucking god.
How hot do you need to hot hold potentially hazardous food, PHF?
135 or above, obviously. Hey, a straight up answer. Food in red
If
boxes.
you work as a bartender or a grocery store cashier, why is it important that you use good food safety habits?
What? Say that again.
If you work as a bartender or a grocery store cashier, why is it important that you use good food safety habits?
Okay, so forget the first two. Why is it just the question is, why is it important you use good food safety habits? Anyone who works with food. No. Can we turn off this, please? Thank you. Just no. Anyone who works with food or drinks can make people sick if they don't use good food safety habits. That sounds like a reasonable answer, but for the fuck of it, let's go on. Bartenders and cashiers do not need to practice good food safety habits. Only cooks who touched unpackaged foods can make people sick. Well, I think they got us on that one. That's clearly the answer. The cooks and the servers will feel sad if they are the only workers who know about food safety. Look at this sad guy, just like. But you mean you don't know about germs? Oh my god.
Like steam tables, soup warmers, and deli hot cases to keep food hot. How do you know that the food is hot enough?
How do you, okay, remembering the test, it said the only way to properly know is to temp it with a fucking thermometer. So,
The temperature control knob is set on high.
no.
You use a food thermometer to
Ding. Fucking, of course.
What is the most important reason for you to wash and sanitize a cutting board?
To make sure it looks better. To reduce the risk of a knife blade slipping on the surface. Stop odors from getting onto other food, or prevent contamination from one food to another. I wonder. That's a thinker.
Does a person in charge, PIC, need to be on duty during prep or service times?
They literally didn't go over this. Maybe I was yakking during the time that they did, but I'm gonna say yes at all times, so that's no one is needed. Yes, except on weekends only if you have meat on the menu, or yes to make sure all workers are healthy and using good food safety habits.
Yes. If you find cooked rice was left out of the refrigerator all night
Throw
and
it
is in the
away.
temperature danger zone, what?
Smell the rice to see if it's the correct
How do you
temperature.
cool a pot of rice using the shallow pan method?
Pan with less than 2 inches on it. Wait, hold on. That's something else. Put hot rice no more than 2 inches deep in a pan,
Put the hot
refrigerate without a
rice
cover. Hey, 2 inches, way. I know all about 2 inches, you know, like, cool the hot rice on the prep table for a few hours. Mix the hot rice with other foods and store on the prep table until needed, or put the whole pot of hot rice in the refrigerator with a tight lid to protect from contamination. Pretty sure. Oh. Ooh. 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 Could be one of each of these, and I'm not sure here. Lid or no lid? That is the question. How do you cool a pot of rice using shallow pan method? Okay, we're just gonna go without
Put
lid.
the hot.
Bam! Like a boss. I was thinking the lid would just trap
How do you
shit.
reheat food for
You
hot
don't
holding?
want would trap the moisture in the pan. You don't want that. You want the moisture to be released. So it also wouldn't cool down as fast. So yeah. All right. How do you reheat food for hot holding? Not until it steams. Now is the technical question. Reheat the food to 165 within 2 hours. Bam! I remembered that question.
Why is it important for you to rinse fruit and vegetables?
Might I also point out that I've literally paid attention to this like half of what I've paid attention to it the last times I've taken this. So if I get 100% on this and I didn't pay attention, oh my god. Like, what kind of a test is this? This isn't stopping anybody. Why is it important for you to rinse fruits and vegetables to remove some of the bacteria and dirt so they look better, taste better, keep them crisp? It's a food handler's course. It's not about a food.
What are symptoms of
Prepar-
foodborne illness?
Not a, what would you call that? Artisanal, or no, not artisanal. It's not about food artistry. There we go. It's about food safety. Always going to be the safety question. Gonna do our safety dance. Okay. What are the symptoms of foodborne illness? Bloodshot eyes and a
Bloodshot.
headache? Nope. Sinus congestion and itchy eyes. Hair loss and fatigue. Diarrhea and sinus congestion could be a sign, but this is more
Diarrhea.
likely, so we're gonna go with that. Yeah. Literally have that sign somewhere in my work.
How do you keep potentially hazardous food, PHF, safe?
Keep them out of the danger. Keep them out of the danger zone.
Keep them out of the temperature danger zone between. Why should you cool hot food quickly?
Keep it safe. Less bacteria.
Less bacteria will grow in the food.
So you can put other food on
So
this
you can
stove.
put.
Bitch, you're busy. You don't have time to wait for that shit. So you can have more room on the prep table. So you can keep the kitchen cool.
What is the correct way for you to wash dishes, utensils, and equipment?
Wash and rinse. That's it. That's all you need. Wash, sanitize, rinse. Wash, rinse,
Wash,
sanitize.
rinse, and sanitize.
But that's it. Wipe with a wiping cloth soaked in sanitizer.
Wipe with a wiping
let
cloth
dry with
soaked
a
in
warm
sanitizer.
with a dry wiping cloth.
What?
That's the proper method. Wash, rinse,
Wash,
sanitize. Halfway done, ish.
Which food do you
Couple
need to
more.
cook to at least 155 degrees Fahrenheit?
Pork chops? Yeah. Oh, it was hamburger. Damn it. Oh, there's the one I
You are
missed.
cutting raw chicken on a cutting board and another worker gives you a bowl of carrots to cut for salad. What do you do to prevent cross-contamination?
Change your gloves / wash your hands.
You need to wash, rinse, and sanitize the board and knife. Wash your hands and put on gloves.
I'm gonna go with that one, but let's look around here. Rinse off the board and knife with hot water? No. Wipe the board and knife with a wiping cloth and rinse in bleached water? Well, considering you gotta do something with your hands too, and say, no. Wipe the board with paper towel, put the knife in the dishwasher, and choose to clean that. Yeah.
Why should you use scoops, tongs, or gloves to work with ready-to-eat foods?
So the germs on your bare hands
So that
don't get onto the food.
What is the correct way to check a sanitizer to see if it is too strong or too weak?
Smell it. Test strips, obviously. Smell it.
If you have an upset
Do
stomach,
it.
diarrhea, or vomiting, what should you do?
Pepto-Bismol. Serious answer. If you have an upset stomach, diarrhea, or vomiting, you should not go to work.
Why
Yeah,
is it
that's probably
important
some
for
good
you
answers.
to
I
hot
should've
hold
fucking-
potentially hazardous food, PHF, at
Why is-
135 degrees Fahrenheit or higher?
Why is it important for you to hot hold potentially hazardous food at 135 or higher? Wait. To prevent bacteria from growing. Duh, why? It's always that answer. Like,
How do you know that food is completely cooked?
temperature.
Use a food
Follow the recipe directions. God, I wish I could see that guy's face up closer. Can we get a closer shot of this guy's face? Look at him. Look at that dad just trying desperately to impress his kids for this one weekend he'll have for them. Just touch the food and feel if it's soft. Cut
cut
the
into
food.
the food.
Yeah, no, I got this. Don't worry. Here, hold on. Cut the food and make sure the insides look cooked. Yeah, that's the answer.
Why are some foods called potentially hazardous food, PHF?
Because they're easy to get contamination. Bacteria can grow inside these foods between the danger zone between 41 degrees Fahrenheit and 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Added bonus, because the food contains proteins the bacteria need to grow.
Bacteria.
Foods might have chemicals. Foods might
The
come
food-
from an unsafe place. The foods are hard to cook.
Which answer is correct about bare hand contact with ready-to-eat foods?
Side note, if I get like 4 more questions right, I like pass the test guaranteed, or like 5 more. So, which answer is correct about bare hand contact with ready-to-eat foods? Don't touch it. Gloves that are used to touch raw meat. Bare hand contact. Why are we talking about gloves now? Gloves that are used to touch raw meats can also be used to touch ready-to-eat foods. No. Gloves are only approved. The only proved way you can touch ready-to-eat foods. That's
Gloves.
which answer is correct. Ah, that would be the right one. The same gloves can be used to work with ready-to-eat foods for most of the day. 8 hours. Gloves, tongs, deli vapors, and utensils are all approved to stop bare hand contact with ready-to-eat foods. Oh, yeah, of course that's the right one. Duh. More than
Glove.
gloves.
To store potentially hazardous food, PHF, in refrigerators, salad bars, and pizza or sandwich prep units, the temperature must be kept at blank or colder. 41 degrees.
Making sure that wasn't a trick question for 2 seconds.
If there is no hot water or electricity or sewage backs up on the floor, what should you do?
Close the fucking store. But let's see what the answers are. Use candles for light and lots of sanitizers to kill bacteria. Just sit there just squirting it at the fucking sewage coming out of the fucking toilet. Back! Back! We have customers to serve. Back! Give me another can. Back!
Use candles for
Tell the customer it will take longer to make their food. Stop serving customers. You're not the person in charge, so you can't close the restaurant. What if I am the person in charge? How do you know? Sad.
stop. If you are not a cook, do you need to know how to use a food thermometer?
Yes. No, you need a special thermometer permit to use one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which are potentially hazardous foods, PHFs, and must be kept out of the danger zone between 41 degrees Fahrenheit and 135
Salt and
degrees
pepper.
Fahrenheit?
Salt and pepper. Dude, we've been holding it wrong. We need to keep it in the fridge, man. Meat, melon, and baked potatoes would be an answer. Pickles, mustard, and soy sauce are not.
Meat, cut. What is the final cooking temperature of pork?
Oh god, it's got. Of course, it's 145. Why would you even give me these answers? Why not do the other answers to try to confuse me? Literally only gives me one
What?
possible answer. I was gonna say, is it 155 or 145? I wasn't sure. But then I looked and saw that it was the only potential answer because everything else needs to be hot held or. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. It might be 135. Ah, okay.
What is a correct way to thaw potentially hazardous food, PHF?
Pan of warm water. Put food in the dishwasher. Who's writing this? In a warm blanket. Oh my god.
What is the correct way to wash your hands?
Water, soap, 10 to 15, and paper towel. Scrub your hand. Oh, and paper towel on the thing.
Scrub your hands with soap and warm water for at least 10 to 15 seconds.
Rinse, then dry with paper towel. Wipe your hands with wipe cloth. Scrub hands with sanitizer for 20 seconds and dry with a wiping cloth. Wet your hands with warm water. Dry with a wiping cloth and then apply lotion. So at this point, I've passed the test. These are just for fun.
What
at
must
this
you
point.
do after you make
You could literally
salads
just
and
click the
sandwich
first
fillings
answer
like
at every one,
potato
it wouldn't
salad
matter.
or egg salad, which you will use later?
I could literally click the first answer over and over at this point, and it would on every single answer for the rest of it, and I'd still pass. It wouldn't matter. That was like 3 questions ago, but this is for posterity now. What must you do after you make salads and sandwich fillings like potato salad or egg salad, which you will use later? Put them back in the refrigerator.
Put them back into the.
We're just done with you for the rest of this. I've got it. Don't worry. Put them back in the refrigerator to get cold between 41 degrees, or below, below below 41 degrees Fahrenheit before you serve it. Serve them that day. Taste some with your finger, add extra salt. It's obviously this one's the only one dealing with temperatures of any kind. Why is it important to wash your hands often? I wonder if it keeps your hands fucking spreading germs. Prolonged washing helps prevent the spread of germs. Customers complain if you don't. Food on your hands will get on the equipment. It helps keep your clothes cleaner. Second to last answer or question. When you use ice to keep food cold, how do you know if the food is at a correct temperature? I wonder. Man, let's find. Cover the food containers with tight lids. That's how you know. But it also might be use a thermometer to check the temperature of the ice. I don't know why I've picked up this accent, but at this moment, but I'm gonna keep going with it. Pick up the food containers to see if the ice has melted. Or use a thermometer to check the temperature of the food. And the final question. How do you cook potentially hazardous foods such as chicken, fish, and beef to correct temperatures? To make the food smell, look... Oh, why? I thought it said how. Okay. To make the food smell, look, and taste good. Well, actually, that's true. For a lot of foods, that's true. So, it wouldn't be a wrong answer, but it's not a right answer for this test. So, context. Context matters. To kill the germs that might cause foodborne illness. That will be the answer. To make sure that all food is cooked at the same at every business. I'm sure that's why. No originality. We don't believe in that. That's the law. You must be the same, damn it. To make the food stay fresher longer in the refrigerator. No. No, it is not. And with only one question failed, we have passed the test. Yes. For the fifth, or was it sixth? I'm not sure. Sixth time I have passed my food handler's card. God damn, this is fucking mind-numbing. Good job. You've passed the food workers exam. Click next to pay and print for your food workers card. 6 times. 6 times and not even paying attention. I passed the thing with one question, fucking missed. If you can't pass this, you're really not applying yourself. Like, what the hell? How do you fail this? How? Anyways, guys, it's been fun. This has been Riiken Tenkashie taking my food handler's card. Until next time, thank you for watching. Don't forget to friend, favorite, follow, like, and subscribe wherever it may apply. And like always, this is Riiken saying balls to you. See you guys next time.